Welcome into NFL Daily. Here's what's coming up on today's loaded NFL coaching rumors video. Some big-time coordinator changes will break down who could be in play, where they could go. The apparent Sean Payton trade value revealed by Sean Payton himself. A new favorite for the Cardinals head coaching job, and a brief head coaching interview tracker update. If you want more head coaching videos, we have to redo the predictions video because, well, Jim Harbaugh is not coming. Plus, we got more information on that. We could do that this week. If you like today's video, coaching rumors, there's free agency draft stuff we can always hit. So if you want more coaching buzz, hit that like button for us right now. We're going to begin with the Sean Payton trade value, apparently coming from Sean himself. Now, Payton said that he thinks the value will be a mid or later first-round pick, which matches up perfectly with what the Saints' apparent asking price has been. That is a first-round pick for the head coach that everybody seems to want, who is under contract with the New Orleans Saints. Remember, folks, Saints don't have to trade him. If they get a first, I think they would, outside of maybe the division. Payton also does not have to return. He's looking for the right situation, the big money. He said 70% chance he's back at Fox next year as opposed to coaching. I think the big issue is this isn't the best head coaching carousel. Some concerns around all the jobs out there. This is what Sean Payton said, though, on his trade value, on his spot with Colin Cowherd of the Herd. Mickey Loomis and I have talked already about it. That's Saints GM Mickey Loomis, those of you unfamiliar. I think ultimately the compensation for the Saints will be a mid or later first-round pick. That is potentially complicated for the teams that have requested or interviewed already Sean Payton. Denver has a late first exact number to be determined out based on where the Niners finished. That was part of the Niners trade that eventually the pick went out to the Dolphins. Dolphins for Bradley Chubb, so Denver has it now. Panthers have the number 9 overall pick. Remember, in division there. Houston has number 2 and number 12. The Cardinals have number 3, which they're not going to trade, I would assume. 34 is not really a first-round value, but if you throw something else in there, then maybe things start to make a little bit more sense. So is Sean Payton worth a first-round pick? Y for yes or N for no. It's a lot to give up for a coach, especially when you take a look at this graphic. Mike McCarthy, Sean Payton. I don't think anyone's trading a first-round pick for Mike, right? Different branding, etc. Context is, missing here a little bit in terms of how they've lost games, but you go side-by-side resume, it ain't that different. More playoff wins for Mike McCarthy. Slightly worse win percentage record-wise. Payton has been better the last 5 years, but Mike just had back-to-back 12 wins season with the Dallas Cowboys. A first-round pick is the most valuable asset an NFL team has. It's incredibly valuable. You only get so many. You can't as easily just create more first-round picks. To trade a, let's just say, top 20 pick for head coach, you're risking a lot there. It is valuable, and I think it does raise some doubts of, would they really do it? Would a team with the Panthers number 9, should you give up 9? It's a fair conversation. So in the end, where, if anywhere, will Sean Payton coach in 2023? This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, get those Sean Payton predictions in the comment section. Offensive coordinator change time. Not officially official as we sit here filming. Things could change, right? But multiple reports say the Bucs will fire offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich after a down year. A quick swing for Mr. Leftwich, who was at one point, seemed like he was going to get the job in Jacksonville. That fell apart, allegedly because he wanted a new GM. It was going to be Adrian Wilson, who did not get the Cardinals GM job. More on that, by the way, in a little bit. And then the Bucs offense collapses this year. 25th in points, dead last in rushing yards, EPA per play, which just, how impactful was the play? It's a great overall team stat, by the way. They were 20th in EPA. This was a bottom-tier offense in the NFL. Todd Bowles is going to keep his job, but he wants to get the hire right at the OC spot. He kind of just retained Leftwich after Bruce Arians left. Curious what happens to Leftwich moving forward. One team to monitor. The Steelers have been linked to Byron Leftwich fairly heavily. They still have Matt Canada, embattled as he is, as their current offensive coordinator. Maybe something changes, though, in the coming days. Today's NFL Daily is sponsored by Fume. We all have bad habits, and we certainly know how hard it can be to kick those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I will be honest, I didn't expect much from Fume when I got it, but great minty sensation is powerful, hits the back of the throat. My preferred flavor, by the way, is actually the white cranberry. I'm just a sucker for cranberry, I guess. The Journey Pack, as you can see right here, comes with 3 unique flavors for you to enjoy. It's maple pepper, crisp mint, and white cranberry. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easy way to stop a bad habit is switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports and use code chatsports. Save an additional 10% off your order today. That link, tryfume.com/chatsports and promo code chatsports, are in the comments section and the description of today's video. We go out west to the Los Angeles Chargers, who were a prime candidate for Sean Payton had they fired head coach Brandon Staley. It seems like he's safe, though, in the end. The Chargers have instead fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi, who I've never liked that much. It does appear in the end that Staley, who will be on the hot seat in a major way this upcoming season, is safe following a 27-0 blown lead by the Chargers. But this offensive coordinator job is going to be a coveted one. I would argue, as I think most people would, the Chargers did not allow Justin Herbert to be fully unleashed. A lot of very difficult, high-level, tight window throws, not enough deep ball stuff. The ground game had struggles. I think this job, because of Justin Herbert and because of your entering a playoff offense and a playoff team, is going to be coveted by anyone in the coordinator market. One name to consider: Frank Reich has had plenty of ties to this organization / coaching staff in the past. Reich, I think, would be able to maximize Herbert, and he could quickly go one and done, go be a head coach again if the success happens the way I think it will end up happening. So I keep an eye on Frank Reich for that offensive coordinator job in L.A. But when it comes to Brandon Staley, should the Chargers have fired the head coach? This is your opinion, so sound off in the comments. F for fire or K for keep. Let's move now to Arizona, where there is allegedly a new leader in the early clubhouse for their head coaching position. Mike Florio says I'll use the phrase scuttlebutt because it's fun. The scuttlebutt around the league is that Flores might be the favorite for this Cardinals head coaching job because of the presence of new GM Monty Ossenfort. Ossenfort, by the way, we'll get to Flores' quote in a minute. Ossenfort worked with Flores in New England. That's important. Here's what Florio wrote today. The current rumor making the rounds in league circles is that Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell favors pairing Monty Ossenfort, their new GM, with former Dolphins coach and current assistant Brian Flores as the successor to Cliff Kingsbury. The big note on Flores: the record looks okay. 5-11, 10-6, 9-8. Very rare to fire a coach after 2 straight winning seasons. Remember, Flores every single year overachieved as the Dolphins head coach. They were supposed to be the worst team in the NFL in 2019. They were not. They weren't supposed to be a borderline playoff team in 2020 or 2021. He gets fired. The Dolphins had pampered. The Steelers hire him as a defensive assistant. He had plenty of DC interest. It seemed like the Browns were going to have a big interest in adding Brian Flores. Then they did not hire him. They went with Jim Schwartz earlier today, would pave the way for Flores potentially being the Cardinals head coach. So prediction time. Who will Arizona hire as their head coach? Is it Flores? Somebody else? That head coaching search, by the way, still very much in its infancy. Very few interview requests at this point. I would love this hire for Arizona. I think it's a good idea. Typically, you see teams go from one spectrum to the other. Offense, defense, experienced new guy. Learn on the job. That's how it often goes. Going from Cliff Kingsbury to Brian Flores, about as far on the spectrum as you can go. Now, you would need to get the OC hire correct. It was a real problem in Miami for Brian Flores, but the defense sucked without him this past year. And I do think, and Austin Fort's kind of laid down the hammer a bit in his early comments too, I think a stern guiding force would probably be a good thing for Kyler Murray, who might not be that type of, guy at this point in his NFL career. Final notes before we go, the updated head coach interview tracker. 3 completed interviews in the past 24-ish hours for Houston. Thomas Brown, the assistant head coach for the Rams. Ejiro Evero, the Broncos defensive coordinator. Sean Payton, also the former Saints head coach, has been interviewed. Texans probably aren't there yet, but by interviewing Brown and Evero, it does satisfy the Rooney Rule, which, again, don't just do it to check boxes, do it to actually hire good coaches. But that's, I guess, the whole point of it. So keep an eye on that job. That search is moving along. And the Colts have requested an interview with Giants defensive coordinator Wink Martindale. Going to be a wide search in Indy, and we will have you guys covered with everything going on around the coaching searches in the NFL. Simply put, just make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that button to sub for free here on YouTube right now.